King Ahab was appointed by God. And this is Nyamin power leaders or no one power no. Yes. It Mumbisa the first question I was Mumbisa Pastor Dr. Mensa Otabil. Why the power no? Was he chosen by God or chosen by himself? Is he not the leader of the church? I see hene to hene, nyame in the sea hene, nyame in the two hene. And some of them cano say ye or beginning preaching or preaching ye at the toe and now a chum. Now you the Betotoni and nay almost canon na a camia say almost deviate from what God assigned them to do. Na me yanya adwene bi ade ama wo mo se e kamia se wo ye adwuma na aduru baabi na fo be nya ne wo hwehwe nyina awie a na fe de wo de wa wo pe wo nyansasua wo nim de e kasa de ama Bible evangelist kwesi awua e ba be kan se ye mfa asore sika emfa nhwa asore ba Reverend Obofo be kan ye ma wo yo Kristo ni ana brantia menwale wa asore.
Na me la sewunya ebredi tweme na yenkoni nkonkodi nkomo ene asem aba beto yakonso no se ne na me ka kiro se eyo of Penny Mensa Otabil ne nsem odi aba beto se yankupon yi leader ana okandini emma oman eno na me ka kiro se me de me dwen wa me ntiase ebia na nso o adwenkyere o nti boy se ne na me ka kiro comment section no ma yehu adwenkyere eno na wisdom man o me chen yenkono ho ni nkomo Sofo Dankwa memu akwaba
Sami ocean mejoso
na bibia boko de
oh erade domine ne mobro ho nti ye ho ye
da ya me ase ejiri say asole ni bibia ye kama
oh I'll build my church and gate of hell cannot shall not and will not,
which means nyame ase me
cannot shall not and will not prevail against it.
You are talking about present future. We are talking about I don't know
the present continuous.
Present continuous. Okay. Why are the part? Who did you me pay no? I am some about beto punsunye. I am one Sofo ni hubi. Na mintumi unza moke gidie ni esrubi ni mugidi o makwa kofa. I dey about trust him ni man saying because asama abeda we also paniken. Trust him meaning say onyame na yi so anodi ni bedi o man so ekire na so na bedanda no enti also panyin se nyankopon onyi okandi emfa ma oman eno no adwen kire ni say because me imagine no menti ase eye me kesene
Sami mami enna ase na minchia ahwefo ene adofo nom
okay
na yenkoso ansero so madaroma subscribe in like videos no
okay
nyansa ni oba akofo tirimnti no mo adwenkyere into comment section maybe this particular topic na ye be kan wasem no ebia na wo bi e wo ho scriptures
okay
obi wo ho suahu revelations
wow
and visions about what we are going to talk about.
That's it.
So they should pin it at the comment section. Na yensuya de emfemfrem yeah maminchia medofo ba ko pe na na kia love baby
okay
we US of A michiano
wow
and a doctor Sofia Asi or Kansi doc michia bebre nyame enshira
doc dey me say baba na share
oh ope eniyade adropa dia ko stadium junction
migusu me de me na hwase me yehwehwe mu bi ntino emre so doctor me na me so emre so e beba bedi nkomo
oba pa ne ho ofe
wow
na osan doctor osan neat oh yeah na me yeshira ne ho ofe
wow
and ba neatness nso
ho ofe pa
oh no ofe
hey doctor so what can for so ho ofe ya me acho ne ma
Doctor Sofia Asi or Kansi na ho fe no enye baako eye complete nyamia shede shira. There are people that are indeed blessed by God and there's no two ways about that and you can't take it away from them.
And ofe ne bi yeshira.
Oh yes.
Okay,
the reason why I am saying this is that obi wo ha na ho fe no eye ne hwene.
Okay.
Obi de ne nioma. Obi de ne achimi, obi de ne kon atwitwa. Sabi obi de ne hips ne ton
and no na mema ni je hon
but ya wo obi a completely feed the three so ekosi nyame man kakran nti na wo fe ana o sen di ne huni
doctor yes we dey need food and no Kofi Kinata we say part time please no go share full time though we so for doctor then dey full complete okay also yamla asoma da phone so
well
I am pastor onyankopon onyi kan ni din fa ma
minchia asofo mpanifo a wo Ghana nyina
okay
na minchia me church members sorry as me church members remain in faith ministries
wow
michiamu sami baby enyame so maduro no Ewrade ehunu ye mobo no mo ayen
wow
and I was saying I think last Sunday I was preaching and we say ya nhwe ya ebeduru emre bi a enche kura maybe or probably 10 years to come 15 20 years to come no anshana a very difficult for people who go to church. Oh yes, I just said it last Sunday.
Wow.
Yeah, and then Monday, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was sorry.
Yes. Identity and I was for me kasa. Nietia me kasa nyina ne se. Sanya yama nyame som ho akono ene wodo ene atenka anka nipa enya ansa na o ma kwasore na firi ho ninti anwa dabi beba no nipa ma enkwa asore biem because odono e firi ho the passion for Christianity is no more there.
Wow.
Number one, yama asore na be too entertaining. Anka ne no anka wo bi begina ho na oye worshiper se wasi a prepare ne ho physically, emotionally, mentally and spiritually nintino utimi se worship no e pem nipa ekra na bawura ni padua ne mo na anane the evil within us ama enkrofo etiesu ubese na enkrofo esu no mo she tears.
Yes.
Which means the force behind the worship no are penetrated through the soul, and it has gotten to a level where it has melted down the soul into a crown asane aye release.
Wow.
Into most any pano esu the more na also na enuhu repentance as I say take place in the heart and in the mind.
Okay.
Into one free sorry there won't go fear no na or the adwen foforo bi and eko say anyoma na me yan last week or within the week before coming to church no I am no more going to do it again. Me nko ye bi mejai why? Because near obey worship no ye catch and say next week na be lead worship into or prepare ne ho or chin mu fie dwamambo krono sanom awudie ntokwa basa or sacrifice or sacred no ho sacred. Yes, inti obegina now are fully prepared and loaded with the Holy Spirit, but those things are no more seen in the church. And yeah worship no be was happy. At the same time, now worship and because now obi beti when the phones was all them. At the same time, now worship no air cosono na obi send videos and nude videos and the pictures. I command a boyfriend, a girlfriends.
We so great worship.
Obi so echa. In the old video near all your worship no there adwene ben na odi twa. Adwene ben odi focus on the worship no. It was and we are gradually driving the Holy Spirit out of the church or from the church. Now no and ma sorry no the enthusiasm in the church no and new obium inti ma sorry no enya akono inti nyotifie no enya na kono. I remember say me starting ministry no. Who's a baby? I'm sorry, no one a bank room.
Oh, yes.
If you sometimes it me praise and worship, and now will be Tifia own your crown. Now, one program. At the end, yes, the force of the Holy Spirit.
My God.
Ach, and I baby with them. But then you wouldn't need him. Because why they lead worship, no? I didn't bend no the lady. Spirit bend and or they back up the worship. And you feel our level no at from what? the men of God that will preach the message after the worship, where the atmosphere has been activated by the worship. And some pen are so for a babeka. And nay, Yababe unu bebre, and ya Pastor Mensa Otabil Mensa. Ya was so for penny for bebre, and some do no more counting say enfra. And some no more canon. Say ye or mo begin in preaching, or mo preaching ye, and the toho, and now a chum. Now ya the batotoni and nay almost canon one, not a camia, say almost deviate from what God assigned them to do. Na me yanya adwene bi ade ama wo say e kamia sa wo ye adwuma na aduru baabi na fo be nya ne wo hwehwe nyina awie a na fe de wo de wa wo pe wo nyansasua wo nim de e kasa de ama Bible enye Bible biem. We have a situation whereby Sofo evangelist kwesi awua e ba be kan say yemfa asori sika emfa nhwa asori ba. Reverend Obofo Bekaye, ma who you Christian and Abrantia, men while I was solid. But I'm company for see a funny affair and canon interest baby for MFA Conco. Okay. December what you are seeing our own Christo, not the Mebeko we are Siako Sammy. Nanka me forward you are solid Musara, a sanke yo, but also Nidian or Kayanon. And now, yeah, Papa, open one of the prominent teachers in the gospel.
Yes, a teacher.
Those that are gifted with teaching gifts. You cannot mention names 1 up to 2 without mentioning the name of Pastor Mensa Otabil and Pastor Dr. Mensa Otabil, a founder and leader of ICGC Church.
Yes.
It is said, Pastor for penny etinya babu and Tiabeka ye bet in the chinye kakra, ye bet doubt in the kakra.
Okay.
Yane no nyajene.
Oh baby.
Nia all cano and yes and no clue. But me to me, meneno nyajene.
Okay.
Minimsa Sansona will be aneno nyajene.
Yes.
Because ye nimu shekra ye nim say ye will chika se be say nyame and the singing. Na nyame and the two henny. Enti yen ya penyi ya bra penyi na na ya wasari odoma nkoma nyumuno o se esi hini to hini nyame ne wo nya wo pe na wo yo koso aye nya wo pe
okay
esi hini to hini nyame ene si hini nyame ene tu hini
ti nyame bes ebetumi di wasi ene o kira no asent ono asentu.
Before we were made, God knew us.
Okay.
He knew us. And before we were born, he has ordained each and every one with a purpose in life.
Okay. Okay.
That is why he said, I am giving you an expected end, or I have given you an expected end. Into a no wobotayintia wadoba asasiso, and asasina wobasono. Or what I intia one for Kupia Bushia BM, Krubiam, Bronubiaso, Sawo Mameno, Papa Bushiam, no do better. God has a role for you to play in that family. That is the reason why. And you'll be for and a war, Nasam, I'm a cronwa, Papa cronwa, awo.
I bet Tobusian.
I bet Tosabusian. And it is up to each and every one of us to pray to God and find out the reason why we were brought into that family. What is God expecting us to do? What is our duty in the families where we were born into?
Gosh.
Obiatimi nka se nyame ensi hene ana wontu hene. Anya no koreda. Papa me ne nya adwene. Anya no kore me so me kire ma adwene. Se
ono no
omo preachings bi.
Mebo ono ne de no kan.
Ah,
o se ne o kan o make it like in fact we won say eba sadia na ne yankopon wedi ebudman.
Very well,
because of the situation of Africans.
Because me nim shekurano Apostle Professor Opoku Inyina.
Yes.
Just past, immediate past chairman of Church of Pentecost.
Yes.
Obeka se ofri so no. Na ayedin a man say obe power ni obe di na ade because asore ne mra no emma kwan se wo personally and individually ebe choose the next chairman. And no Apostle Eric Nyamiche and aneda na komaso. Na odewrade asese abra sofo ne ko sia ye bompa ye hwehwe awurade adwene about who is going to succeed him no omu nyina no ko benkrum se mfama apostle nyameche nti dan na kire se nyame ensi nyina na ompaw okandifo.
Okay.
Number 2, ose se sa na tie de na nyame adi Africa hwambo
bibi man ye
ehwo no mi wo asem bi ka wo ho se metenasi ya na opa kire se enye nyame amma Africa good leaders.
Say because of the situation of our continent.
Good metenasi wo ho with that comment na o make ye menene ya adwene wo ho
ana ni na so gina leaders no so
90%. If a leader is not performing well, it doesn't mean say nyame and choose leader.
Okay.
We have so many situations in the Bible whereby God appointed the leaders, but along the line, almost free nyame akwan so ekoye nia omo pe.
Wow. Okay. Bremu.
Minim shekura no. Mame ma 2 examples. We have King Saul and we have King Solomon. They were all appointed by God, but along the line during their time of reign, you know, omo free nyame akwan so koye nia omankasa omo pe ene omakono eden etie. Even Ahab, King Ahab was appointed by God, but oba no ko ware no eye Jezebel ene dane na koma e free nyame ho e kodi enyame foforo echi
ti e basa pen nyame atwe no.
Say, and I catch us in Yamina Pow, or then she say at all, or the Nakwayato, or the Nemrato, the sooner di Yamia Quine and I said, Yanaso, not Yamian when Yamania day, Emra Pepe. But when Tia men now could see any pane, who could see away your neck, who could see a girlfriend near, who be free Yamia Quine so, because then no after any pay for two, and I'll be Bayajuma, Nipan say, and I'll be Bayajuma. Now you're a free Yamidiano. Say Yamin soon, you might watch and no in.
Okay.
What me ya agene what nyame kana so
yes
Solomon nyame na didn't see so to a point whereby he prayed and sacrificed, and God descended and asked him what he want, and Solomon openly said to God, I need wisdom. And then nyame catch say when we say sika mi sadwete no what be say nyansenti no me de wenu nyina be den e be ka ho into which means na hini no kra na nyame interested. Do you know that Solomon was blessed to that extent? Say, Queen of Sheba journeyed from Ethiopia, Africa, to Israel. They say Solomon was a catcher on Queen of Sheba. Into a say, I am pana. Now, over the other say, oh, go do Israel. No, oh, go do Israel. No, oh, who say, oh, we are Solomon here. Oh, who say, pillars are Solomon and you see na story no story building no the pillar and the decorations are what pillar no no keke e prove the chira ma say indeed Solomon is rich. That's it. Or share fabric Solomon their palm the slaves na wo fi on the servants no enter their mom no o so mu share or share the quality of the fabrics no o who say no the man is indeed blessed. Okoya ko Solomon empedia Solomon daso no case indeed akwanya mi ehira no tina nyame nsa e wo Solomon hinim ba Bible so be wu no ko wuda abosun fie awurade na ma no ko wuda ho ofiri nyame akwan so enti nyame epaw ahemfo nyame epaw akanifo enti nyame mpaw akanifo ono no ha na epaw no. Is he not the leader of the church ICGC? I don't know why a leader.
Okay, into once a leader.
He is a leader, not once. Okay. He is now a leader.
Now, okay, a leader.
Oh yeah, a leader and a founder of IGC Church, ICGC.
Okay.
Or no, and a dano, or no, a leader, or can you for our dance of nano. And this is Yamin power leaders, or no one a power no. So, as somebody Prophet Samuel, a kafaso, a bra o no. One can say, and yan yamyasranini, and yan yamyasranini. No sheer oil do good so bomb pieman, and poor be dear, then yamin so until sana kuma a year thing, now of free out at the honor, and I would have so chain home. At the Africa presidents, I bet chum 1 year a war, and 1 year beba etching the possibility say nyame ne power is very very high and about 98.5%. But musa say omubedi ade ni wiye, did they followed the instructions of God or they did what pleases them? Omutie nyame ne ana say omutie nipa ene. Because me new shekurano every government in Africa our cabinet ministers and our for Odibra or another council of elders 1 year 2 2 for 2 young was 1 year 2 president and for no here for are they Christians? Are they God-fearing people? Do they know the laws and the ways of God? A football bang and no man a young Cassatra president now, almost catch it and say, where the way yami bube fu and uncle for Nebecasa. Some crofane Becasa and yami boom for me, dear, and your mayan young crofane pet at the amount and yami pet. Okay. To be says yentia udadene ana yentia ni pane. Which is which? Sabe, mame shadi wa han. Amen kadi enjro. Amen kadi enjro.
So for mama dream high, make us kakra.
Oh, so
yes.
It mumbisa the first question I was mumbisa Pastor Dr. Mensa Otabil. Why the power no? Was he chosen by God or chosen by himself? Or not a friend, one and Yaman a friend. Yame friend or friend is made. Is he not a leader of the church?
So no, a friend by Sofo to Mama Oy.
No, they are your friend. An appointment.
Wait.
It is God who appointed him to be a leader and the founder of the church.
Wow. So of course,
sometimes.
Can you maybe
Romans 13.
Okay.
Verse number 1. Also, let every soul be subject unto the higher powers. For there is no power but of God. The powers that are ordained of God.
That are ordained.
So there are powers that are ordained by God. You want crophobia nyame and a power and they are dumb. I don't want to me. So many to me what nipa maso. Verse number 2 no. Or see whosoever therefore resisted the power, resisted the ordinance of God. Where in New Testament and your Old Testament, Romans 13, 1 and 2. Whosoever therefore resisted the power, resisted the ordinance of God, and they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation.
Wow, damnation. Okay.
For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. Without then not be afraid of the power. Do what which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same. Asenia osisa to me no anokwana obus obitumidie anim tia no ebu awurade enhyehyeye ne mmra anim tia efise awurade ene dom ene awurade ene pawo. Enti answer yedebama aya Pastor Dr. Mensa Otabil, founder and leader. Hey!
God damn it.
You the young you founder and leader.
Okay.
Keke emfamano. Answer emfamano asam ni nyina say why the power no. Number 1. Question was your business is he a leader?
Wow.
Is Pastor Mensa Otabil a leader? Papa or a leader? So a leader there why the power no nankasa na nyame the power no. That's the question that we should ask him. Answer be or the bema yemfa.
So no do abeka so no o nyame na adwuma nankasa.
Obi a ye nyame adwuma o. Obi a ye nyame adwuma. Ahemfo no nyina ombekwa kobu ate nyame ne power mu nyame na de omtena konya so.
Okay.
Nyame na de omtena ahemfo akonya no so.
Odini pastor Mensa.
No di nipa ma asha Mensa. As a pastor, a leader, and a founder of a church, a nyame and the what trasa tibiano and trabiano, and odini pama a good na lead you on chiromo pine, shomo so, cromo cra, church romo, There is another word in 1 Samuel.
Wow.
1 Samuel, Romans 13, 1 to 3 and 1 to 2. And now 1 Samuel 13. 13.
1 Samuel
13.
Okay.
Verse number 14. Into the young kind from 13, Abraham. I say, and Samuel said to Saul, Thou hast done foolishly. Thou hast not kept the commandment of the Lord thy God, which he commanded thee. For now will the Lord have established thy kingdom upon Israel forever. But now thy kingdom shall not continue. The Lord hath sought him a man after his own heart. And the Lord hath commanded him to be the captain over his people, because thou hast not kept that which the Lord commanded thee.
Mebo. If it is no kasa. Saul no. Odi for Samuel. Ono ani hwe ngugu no sisi no hene. Ana ne wo kan sisi Samuel na o si. O Yankopon na no sisi Saul hene no. Ono asa ko no kasa waye kwase ade onyame ani so.
Wow. So Oku Samuel no. Samuel sena enwo to ano esi Samuel also di for na nchen. Na ni born so an of enwo to ano na wo hwie gu ni tire so. And o declare over him. Say Nyankopon apawo no. Say omedi hene. Israel so hene. So what I say?
Okay.
And okodi hene no. But edru baby onu ananu asem. Ama ye hunu nya ye hunu ye.
Asem ho. Em say orofo what drink ba nkoma ye din so. What I say? Em say what drink ba nkoma na ye din so na ye sanje aginchere ba ko bi wo. So for one year for nkoma no mre wi because baby e kika ko na nsem ni mu emu ayede.
I say. But Prophet Samuel took a flask of oil and poured it on his head and kissed him and said, Has not the Lord anointed you to be the prince over his people Israel? And you shall reign over the people of the Lord, and you will save them from the hand of their surrounding enemies.
Gosh.
That's 1 Samuel 10.
Okay.
And at 13, or back catcher and says, So what is in no one tear Uradenia, and when near Urade Ashadia, and then the Mrasuntino, a Radesa Wahinian, and Yadia a better acoso. If we say, a Uradena, Yinia or da or Nunyanko Pomacomaso, say, Omna Medin in my Israel so. Now Rade Befan and Sasso Agen in my SEO. Wow, wrong statement.
Sapepe. Arefo Sapepe. Mze me catch wisdom man. Oh you brutal, wisdom man. Oh you brutal. Osafo, ya misra.
O shira so.
Me gidi sa asem na ye de beto ono. Pastor Mensa Otabil Mensa sene ni kan yansa wo hani ba ku fotin. Asem na ye de beto na ya chirichim no. Tum se obi ehun odum se ntiase wo. Nyame ono a otumi yi leader. And until we saw na chiri so leading kwasi asem no. Enti no sene ye ka asem iko ide. Nyame betumi ayu. But ewa wo kwan so no so wo twi ho free nyame nyama ho a wo betumi edi kwasi asem. Which means that ne Sofo chire no kinka which means that African leaders no. Enyame na make am. Chira asem no Sofo ne ko tu ye. African leaders no. Bebre na free nyame akwan. Sene Sofo kan.
God, most of them, no, they were appointed,
yes,
and chosen by God. But all better
any hand time, does it
because it was God who chose the devil Satan by then, to be the morning star. But Ahumaso, a ban. No, yeah, Nagin, so Bema Nagaso, Akotana or so no, I no etifino, and Radi in a shade. The reason why they were not able to rule well in their reigns was that Oman felt that the Emperor Anyejuma. Remember, for example, president Sofo Dankwa so basic cathedral.
Okay, yeah.
That was the word or catch the Urade. My Urade say, the man is after me. So I will back him up. And I will backing up. But Oba when see that. But some me Nana he na baby.
National Cathedral. I see Moiso. Kai. Ore, Muyamutre. Bimak, you didn't send me back. So, you have to remember my friend come to in Siasi. What can some mamma for any papa? Yamisra. Yara said, Bimak, I bring I tunes up for a while. What you want, and Yakuma Paso, and to me, a Cuban. Yamisra, tell me, I have for energy. Now, Jiri say, you have for per what's the manager on pa. Now, Bimak, Yabacoso, Asum Sumpa. Now, Yamisra one said, also subscribe my like it. Say. Na say the kana adwin wo yi eni ba ko 14 for wadwin kire eto comment section ho what you say ye sua de ntimi sua bi firi ho na so sua de ni bi firi mo sa pepepe na ye na ye mo amajuma de ni koso ye ba koso asum wi abrini na ya me kan da fo e be sensia